We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Alright then, welcome to the Nerd Eternal. Today we're playing Icon's Crimes and Misadventures, or Icon's actual play. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Zach, aka the Fairy Prince.
Thank you for joining us.
Curtis, aka Black Dragon, aka Eddie the Lizard.
Hola.
And Mike, aka Anyone, aka the Nocturnal Magician. Or is it the Night Magician? I keep getting mixed up.
Happy Barbenheimer month, everyone.
And Taylor, aka Muskel the Muscle.
Howdy.
And today, gentlemen, you find yourselves in the great state of Oregon. Taylor, why are y'all finding yourselves in the great state of Oregon?
Long story short, while finding a home for J304, Muskel has run across some notes from an old scientist that he used to live with. And she's desperately writing about this thing currently held in a biotech company in Oregon. After getting a little help to check in on it and using a burner phone, Muskel has contacted this person and knows that they are going to attempt to steal it. And Muskel knows that they can't do it by themselves. So Muskel is dragging all of us into it as his personal job.
So y'all are in Oregon, looking for let's see. It is a supply of the company has worked out a formula using it involves a rare plant, so they don't have much of it. The company's trying to come up with a way to synthesize it. Not for any well, I was gonna say not for any nefarious purpose, but there is kind of a nefarious purpose. They're trying to use it as a way to beef up food animals. But it's not technically a steroid. It's not technically genetic engineering. Well, though it might sort of kind of be. So they're trying to thread the needle between, restrictions and legislation. What they're doing might be illegal.
But feeding them this modified plant would make like an extra chunky cow.
Right, or an extra big chicken.
It was a giant chicken, I tell you.
You see the size of that chicken?
Then at the end of the campaign, you find out anyone's really just chicken boo the entire time.
He was Chicken Boo was a master of disguise.
And we find out that Jason's just a robot powered by Pinky and the Brain.
Goodness knows I watched enough Pinky and the Brain. But does Muskel give them any details on this scientist that he's helping?
I mean, we're all villains here.
Sure we are.
Yeah, working to help one of the old scientists. She helped back in World War II, and she goes by the name of Ravenous now. Experiment gone wrong, so she's kind of monstrous. But looking from her notes, all of her her kind of shape-shifting starting to break down. From what I can tell from the notes. And she's looking at this plant as something to kind of reconstitute her, keep her together. Because apparently she had a concoction that did it, but apparently it's starting to wear, it's, you know, she's built a resistance to it and she can't figure out a new solution other than this plant.
I completely empathize with building a resistance to certain substances, so yes, I'll gladly lend aid to her.
All right. And like Muskel said, he knows that she is going to make an attempt at the stuff eventually, even though she may not be physically capable of handling it, you know, handling a job right now. So the plan is for y'all to swoop in there and grab it, basically, so she doesn't have to. Not necessarily a lot of profit in it for you. Though, I mean, she would, if it works, she would owe you a favor, presumably. And having a mad scientist
I
at your
got
beck and
that
call.
problem. I got that problem helping out Muskel's ex. So that
Whoa!
so
This
that she
ain't no X thing.
I'm just reading between
She
the
was my
lines.
nanny. Calm down.
I'm just reading between the lines here.
No, like I'm a genetic abomination. She made sure I didn't die as a child.
Okay, whatever. But let's not make her pretty, because you got a reputation.
Yeah, but like, please don't say I dated her. She's like a mama to me. It's weird.
And now she's like a werewolf.
She's always been like a werewolf when she wanted to be. I ain't old enough to remember her not being able to be a werewolf.
Yeah, this just gets weirder as we keep going.
Well, for those of you who weren't in season 1, she's a previous not character. She's a previous villain that has been in the store before.
Legendary season 1.
Uh-oh.
She was
Yeah.
one of the people Unison was, like, totally down for murking. And calling it self-defense.
I mean, there's a list of people that Unison was down for murking, calling self-defense.
Oh man, apparently I took her art out of the
Yeah, but her character sheet's still there, so I got to refresh myself on her origin.
Yeah, I've got her token, but I don't have I was gonna show y'all a picture. I was gonna show everybody a picture of her, but
The simplest way for me to answer it is imagine a werewolf with a giant lizard tail.
and like a furless head, a mangy werewolf.
She's old. Old girls have been breaking down for a couple decades and keeping it at bay with drug concoctions.
Don't listen.
Did she
to
have
this.
a brief comic book run in the 70s?
Well, she was a
The big
recurring
horror
villain.
craze? Ah, gotcha.
She was occasionally a villain for a hero called the Multi-Dimensional Man.
Hmm.
Who showed up once in season 2 or 3.
But this kind of sound familiar.
Yeah.
He showed up in front of the Spear Squad once or twice.
He'll probably show up next season too. Well, no, season after. No, yeah, next season. I have plans.
I remember he and Recluse had a little bit of a back and forth where they realized, oh, do we have something in common? No, we don't. Not at all.
Well, he's a hero whose heyday was a couple of decades back, and was in kind of semi-retirement in season 1. But all right, so y'all are headed to Oregon. Now, what kind of briefing would Muskel give the guys on the way to Oregon about Oregon?
So Muskel is going to roll out a big city map in front of you and toss about 17 pins on the city and go, these are the other jobs that are happening concurrent to ours because this is an Oregon job. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the single most important part. We have to do it at the same time as these 17 other jobs. Because 16 of them will be stopped in the first 5 minutes of them happening, the moment he finds out they're happening.
Who is he?
Yeah, who's he?
The single scariest superhero to exist. The Oregonian.
Ravenous?
The Oregonian. Never heard of him.
What? Have you ever been to Oregon before?
Not if I could help it.
Congratulations. That's why you don't know about the Oregonian. Here's the simple answer. He has the combined strength, speed, and intelligence of every civilian in Oregon. If you live and breathe and say that you're from Oregon, and you're within the boundaries of Oregon, he has your power.
That
Where was it?
is actually considerably upsetting.
The moment he steps out of Oregon, he does not have power.
Oh. Well, that answers my question. Where was he during the big Battle of 4?
He was in Oregon, ready to defend the United States of Oregon if things got too crazy.
So, Meathead, if we're
Howdy.
so scared of this guy, why ain't we luring him out of Oregon before we do this cape?
He knows his limits. He ain't leaving the city. He ain't leaving the state. But he's at a wedding right now, or will be when we start doing this job. That's why there are 17 other jobs happening at the same time. We are hoping to catch him. We are hoping to
Every
catch.
game that's been waiting for like years is.
Well,
has been waiting for
the
this
good
moment.
news is I'm thinking the Oregonian, am I saying it right?
Oregonian.
Oregonian ain't going to be that tough if old Twinkle Toes puts him into Fairyland.
Listen, that is a difficult trick to pull off. I'm not, and considering the kind of firepower that his specific power set implies, I'm very worried about taking a swing and missing, as it were.
Look, I've already paid in a couple favors to put us on kind of the tail end of the sequence, so to speak. Like, most of the front jobs are simple stuff to just be a distraction. A lot of people have been paid off to make sure other jobs work. Because the Oregonian being at that wedding means cell phones off. Someone's going to have to physically travel there and contact him, which gives us a little bit of time. Once he kicks into high gear, he's faster than me, stronger than me. I mean, definitely smarter than me. Like, he's gonna be scary, and we've got to get out. Good news is he's like the softest man alive.
I just don't understand why we ain't ever heard of the super cryptid before.
Name one thing you know about the state of Oregon.
Isn't that the one with the sparkly vampires?
Isn't
let's watch.
it in Alaska?
Shit. I was going to say
Congratulations.
Louisiana, but I don't want y'all knowing that I can read.
So congratulations, you now know about the United States' best kept secret. He arm wrestled the Primus once and they tied. Because
Wow.
they cracked a mountain, and the Oregonian felt so bad about it, he stopped and repaired the mountain.
Wait. You said this guy's soft, right?
Yeah.
That's good to know. It's good to know.
Soft in terms of emotions, I'm not sure he means physically soft.
Yeah, he's a kind and gentle
I
soul.
get it. I'm used
Okay.
to soft-headed heroes. I'm just, things are gonna go wrong.
I mean, like, he will, like, one-tap you. but he'll make sure you live.
No, I
So-
get it.
So during the Basilisk invasion, if Congress got together and passed a new amendment
I know where you're
saying
going.
There are
the
three
territory is now
emergency
Oregon.
statutes capable if the United States is under attack to make it the United States of Oregon. Yes.
Good to know. Interesting.
Don't worry, my grandpappy was there ready to make the order during the Vasilift thing.
Do we know about your grandpappy?
But yeah, I don't hide the fact I'm related to a senator.
Oh, okay. That must be something me, the player, missed. Cool. So tell me about. So let's enough about the Oregonian. How about the target site?
Oh, what was the lab's name?
Let's see. I'm not 100% certain if you sent me a name. I think we just said the biotech firm.
Oh, okay. We kept it general.
Mountain Star, bio. Yeah, this is really something I should have come up with ahead of time, or that we should have come up with ahead of time.
I don't want to keep harping on the Oregonian, but I do have one more question.
All right.
If the United States has secret protocols in place to, declare themselves the United States of Oregon.
Well, the United States, technically, but yeah.
You're right. Do they also have protocols to stop the Oregonian, like dissolve the state
Oh,
of Oregon?
There's,
Should he go rogue? I mean, he sounds like a real powerhouse.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that the Oregonian is going to go rogue.
I don't care.
Someone once
go rogue
attempted
or
to
not.
mind control him, and they currently work as a volunteer fireman. Don't
But-
worry about the Oregonian turning
I'm
evil.
not worried about him. But we're talking the idiot government of the United States.
Yeah,
Who probably would worry.
As it turns out, there is currently a movement in Oregon for about half the state to join Idaho. And that's real world and in the game world.
Well, I wonder who's backing that movement in this world.
hey, listen, my grandfather loves me.
The trick is that half of the state's only about a third of the population. So.
Yeah, in real world politics, it's a whole thing of like a lot of the Republican sections of the state are next to another state and want to join that state so they can get stuff they want passed voting.
Yeah. It's kind of the rule versus
And
city,
in
because the western
comic
coast is all city. California's got that same problem. All the rural areas that are farming versus the big cities. But anyway, that just happens to be a real thing going on in Oregon.
Mm-hmm. So this lab, what kind of security does it have?
Okay, so Dr. Brighton, aka Ravenous, she knew what company had this stuff. One problem she had for a long time was figuring out where they had it. What Muskel has managed to figure out, well, gotten contacts to figure out, is it is a farm in Oregon where they are doing these tests. It's like they've got a small facility there that they're working on it because the legality of what they're doing is questionable. So they picked a farm out in the middle of nowhere, built a small lab on site, and then they've got the farm to actually do their experimenting on the animals.
And the big takeaway is we don't necessarily need the plant itself so much as the compound they make from the plant.
Yeah, either or. If you bring her the plant, she's got the know-how to work with that. If you bring her the serum they've already developed, well, that cuts down on how much work she's got to do.
The question, though, is serum's a one-time thing. If she's got the plant, she can grow more plants and make more serum.
Well, the thing is, she don't know how to make the compound yet. That's the whole point of us stealing it. If she just needed the plant, we could just go get the plant from its location, not bust into this lab. So both is good. The serum is a must.
Well, so to really pull the caper off and help your friend in the long term, we need the serum, the plant, and the information on how to make the compound so that she can maintain herself.
Essentially, yeah. If we can get the plant and the serum, she has time to make something to keep herself stable, and that will buy her enough time to understand how to break it down and make it. If she were normal, this place would have hired her in a heartbeat. She can outsmart the dum-dums in there. So as long as we can get her the samples, she can figure out how to make it. But if we can get her all the information all at once in one big dump, all the better, all the faster.
And as far as what this farm is, all right. So the map you are seeing there.
Mhm.
Now this place is well off the road. What you laughing about?
Wasn't this from season 1 as well? Didn't you use this map already?
I don't have. I used it in the Espergenesis game.
Oh, I thought this was the place that we first met the 2 special agents.
It might have
It's
been.
season
I might have reused it. Whatever. It's a generic farm map.
I hate the fact that I can remember that and then forget so many actual human beings' names.
It's okay. You've driven past this place multiple times.
I once memorized the entire history of the frickin' X-Men, a comic book property I don't care about, and forgot my cousin's own name the next day I saw them. I hate my brain.
Hey, cousin Magnus. Charles. Logan. Hey.
Hey, you.
Hey, I could have told you almost anything that was going on with the X-Men until not about after Age of Apocalypse, things got really kind of. That was a good ending for it.
All right. So anyway, this is the facility as seen from Google Maps or any of those kind of places, Google Earth rather, or any of those kind of places. It's quite a bit off the road. Like I said, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's surrounded by several other large farms. You have no idea information that you've got. You've got no idea which building is which. Everybody seems to go into the main house like when they get to work, but you don't know which building they've actually built the lab itself in. Some of the buildings are probably just barns like they look, because this is essentially a functioning farm that they're using for their experimentation.
Yeah, sure. They got to have livestock to test the formulas on.
So in addition to there being security personnel on site, there's also actual, farm workers hired to take care of the place. And scientists. You've got quite a smattering of humanity here. And of course, Muskel is, like I already said, has it set up so there will be a string, right before you go in, there'll be a string of jobs taking place in other parts of the state.
And luckily, with us being out in the middle of nowhere, not in any of the big city, we are later on that list.
Some good planning, Muskel.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly me piggybacking on the fact that everybody else wants to try to do a job today. Because if we all do it at the same time, there's a chance one of us will actually succeed. And what I can only say is the dumbest shit we can possibly attempt.
Oh, it's only dumb if we get caught.
I will continue to never go to this state again as soon as we are done here.
Yes, now correct me if I'm wrong. Muskel has never had an actual encounter with the Oregonian, correct?
Nope, I just know the stats.
He
I
is.
think I've seen a picture of him once, and I've seen the stats. I don't want to deal with those numbers. I've been in jail with people who have talked about how quick the Oregonian handled them. There's only so many super prisons.
Mm-hmm. Very nice man, though. Very good with children.
I think he had like a public broadcast TV show for a while, too.
He is an ordained minister, which is why he's officiating a wedding.
I could just see it now. Good morning, Oregonian. Oregonian.
Alright, so how do y'all want to approach this farm?
Honestly, loud, hard, fast, and messy as hell is probably a good starting point, because we're not going to have time to try and be sneaky and stealthy about it. So my recommendation would actually be to rile up the cattle, like get a good old-fashioned stampede going, and use that as our opening to get in.
Or, they probably have more than cattle. They've got monster chickens, giant alpacas, and probably even mink. I mean, come on, think about how much money you can make off a giant mink with its coat.
Like, what is Beyond Beef really made of?
Mostly mushroom.
It actually is. It's really good.
Actually, that I didn't know it was mostly mushroom. That makes me want to try it now. Give it a shot. I wouldn't have before.
It's not bad. Like, it smells kind of like refried beans whenever you first open up the packaging, but once you cook it up, its texture is a little bit springier than ground beef, but the flavor's fine.
Well, it's kind of mushrooms sometimes have a beefy flavor to them.
I mean, when I was a kid, I liked the soy burgers they served at school. But...
Boy, that's a real weird tangent for us to get off on.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the weirdest one I've ever gotten off on in a game, but... Okay, so who's stampeding the cattle and how?
Well, Fairy Prince will volunteer, because that sounds like a very asshole fairy thing to do in the classical sense. Messing with cattle.
I can help. I'm sure that cattle are not fond of lizards.
Especially ones that spit acid.
Right. I think there would be a genetic memory that says, whoa, danger.
All right. Okay, so Fairy Prince and Black Dragon are going to try to stampede the cattle. So that leaves anyone and Muskel to approach from the other side, I guess. What? How do you two want to approach?
As soon as I know the other jobs are starting, yeah, I'm just busting it down the front door. Just marching in.
Is there any way to get like a satellite scan to that could detect if they're underground facilities? I can only imagine the lab. My gut instinct is to guess that the lab is actually underground. I don't know how big it would be. I don't know that this would really require anything super big, but is that a thing that's accessible?
Given time, the government could probably do something like that. Ground penetrating radar or something.
Mm.
It's not something you think you could get done in the time frame that Muskel's already set up.
Okay.
Given the whole very strict deadlines that we've got to hit while the Oregonians marrying these people,
Sure.
and while these other guys are breaking in places.
Muskel, do you suppose that the facility is most likely going to be underneath that main central structure?
Hey, I'll tell you right now, I don't care. We're here for a plant and a serum. They're pumping the serum into animals. The serum has to be above ground.
Okay.
Either in a container of some sort or next to the animals that they're injecting or making them ingest it. They're going to have to carry it to the animals or bring the animals into a stable that has it. They ain't dragging those animals underground.
Good point.
They probably put it in their feed when they're ready to.
So they can have all the secret underground base they fucking want. I don't have to go down there right now, unless the plant is down there.
All right. Let's see. Bouncing off of what Eddie just said, do you want to just target wherever, whatever building looks like it's holding their foodstuffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hit the main building, and then immediately head for a stable if the serum and plant ain't in the main building.
Okay. Are we splitting up our little mini party?
Well, it sounded like Fairy Prince and Black Dragon would cause a stampede, out in the pastures, as a distraction to draw a bunch of people away. So I would presume that the other two of you are going in on the opposite side.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the security forces are distracted.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we're going to search the same buildings together, or separately. Like you go left, I go right. How you wanted to do that?
You checking the nearest animal pen is fine. I can handle myself as long as you feel safe handling yourself.
Sure. I'll just remember to do whatever it is I do to one of the running security guards in case I need a quick disguise.
All right. So I'm going to put. Once I get back to the token layer, I'm going to put Zach over here, or I should say Fairy Prince and Black Dragon, and then Muskel. You're heading for the main building.
Yep.
And anyone, just click on what building you want to check out first.
So we're. Oh, I see which direction we're heading for. That one there.
All right.
Since you're heading for, since Muskel's heading for the main building, the central building.
All right. I'm just gonna throw out a few random security guys. I could not make out a detail on that picture for a minute there. Okay. And there's more people wandering around in this, but this is just to give a couple of examples of where some folks are. And so when I throw up an initiative tracker, I can have them listed. But let's start at the top. Alright, so Fairy Prince and Black Dragon. What are y'all doing to startle the cattle and get them going?
Well, I would actually suggest starting an illusory fire that will drive them toward. Should we drive them towards the facility or just in all directions?
I think towards the facility, if we can.
All right, I can go along with that.
Because my thought being, it just creates more chaos for the facility.
Alrighty. Give me a roll on your illusions there, Zach.
Is that fairy trickery?
Yes.
Boom.
Alright.
I mean, I don't know what you rolled, but we're trying to trick cows, so it doesn't have to be too high.
Huh. They don't have cow stats in the book. I'm shocked.
What?
Really? I'm surprised.
Do they have bull stats?
Nope, they got horse. What'd you go with horse?
Check icons A to Z. C is for cow.
Alright, so... And they use their awareness to resist your illusions?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so they got a 4.
And Fairy Prince got an 11.
Nice.
So that's a massive success. You know, you don't even have to do like towering, columns of flame. You do, flames, as high as the hay or as like a hay field, something that actually looks like a realistic, prairie fire or whatever. So yeah, they, it starts with a few startled moves, and the next thing you know, they're running full speed away from you towards the facility. Some of the farm hands start yelling. And running around. You guys on the other end, you see some of the security guys responding and kind of advancing.
Well, I'm glad that worked because I didn't want y'all to have to see me doing my cow call.
So with that distraction, anyone and Muskel can make their way in. Now, Muskel, you just run in at super speed for that front door.
Yeah, I step out the van, close the door, and then I just go, and that car speeds to the front door.
All right, so you race down that, half a mile driveway they've got, essentially. Now, which takes next to no time at your speed. Now, anyone, would you wait until Muskel went, or would you try to be, kind of halfway infiltrating beforehand? Or piggybacking on Muskel?
I would like to. I would wait until the cattle have already they're already on the move, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying you would have had the chance to try to sneak in, with your Master of Disguise thing. If you want to try to sneak in ahead of time, you could have.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I think I'll just to keep the plan as streamlined as possible. I'll go in at the same time as Muskel.
Okay.
And I would like to try to capture the profile of that guard there, if at all possible. Since I see that I wouldn't want to copy this guard because this is the guard who's most likely to spot me. So if possible, I'd like to. Again, my powers are still very vaguely defined, but in any event, if that's something I could do, that's something I would do. So I'd be, if I needed to adopt a disguise, I could adopt that guard's disguise.
Okay. All right, so give me a stealth roll. As you're moving through, it's you're not trying to literally hide from sight, but trying to be unnoticeable, unnoticed, so nobody pays
Yeah,
much attention.
even if it's some plain sight sort of thing.
Mhm.
Just to. Oh, where's my stealth? There you are.
All right. So you got a 7, 6 with a number to beat. So yeah, you're slipping through, and it's chaos. You got farm hands, the security guys, everybody's trying to stay out of the way of the stampeding cows, but trying to get them to slow down, and a lot of them, as they get into this inner area where there's like fences and stuff, they break through in a couple of spots, but the fence also slows them down. Since the fire is not like following right behind them or anything, they're not pushing on in just an absolute complete panic. But as you approach the front of this building here, you hear alarms start going off back at the main house.
Okay, that was not unexpected.
Meanwhile, back at the main house, Muskel, you sprint up the driveway. Are you literally plowing through the door, or?
I mean, I'm just opening. If the door will open, I just open it.
Okay, yeah.
If it's like a key card reader thing, yeah, I'll just open it. I'm doing what has to be done to open this door and step inside.
All right. You open the door. There's no card reader on the door. The door just opens. Though when you step in, it's like the kind of the big front room, vestibule or whatever, like you might have in a big house. But there's like a security desk set to one side.
Is there a person at the desk?
As soon as the door opens, there's a person that's like, well, you don't see what he's doing before you open the door. So. But yeah, you open the door and you step through, and he's turning to look at the door as it opens. And then when he sees you, he immediately starts to stand up.
Afternoon, sir. This is the standard Oregon holdup. I need a plant and a serum. I'll head out. In about an hour, the Oregonian will catch me and deliver your stuff back to you. No fuss, no muss. Just need a plant and one serum, please.
He just stares at you blankly like he's not computing everything you just said.
Come on, this is Oregon. People don't actually fight the criminals. They just let the Oregonian handle it.
I'm not sure.
You're not from here, are you?
No. I just work here.
Non-natives. Ugh.
You
Gosh,
don't
you're gonna make a
sound
whole
like
mess.
You're from. You don't sound like one of the locals either.
No, but I know how crime works here.
He kind of shakes himself and pulls his gun. I'm going to need you to put your hands in the air.
Ooh.
Sir, I'm so bulletproof that we will both laugh at this. Don't make me ask for you to call your manager, please.
At that point, he pulls the trigger.
All right.
As he should.
And what is your defense? Or what is your damage resistance?
6.
Okay. And this is a normal sidearm handgun. It's he's not shooting you with any kind of techie or hinky tech. So yeah, it just hits and bounces off.
Sir, you
sorry?
now know I am superpowered. You can shoot again, and then this becomes violent. Or you can just call your higher up, tell them, hey, a superpowered person here to steal a thing. I'm going to hand it to them, and then the Oregonian will handle it from there.
I don't know what it is you're trying to steal. I mean, this is a farm. There's plants all over the place.
This is the biotech firm, the farm for the biotech firm, Mountain Star. And then I just give him the name of the plant and the serum that they're using. Like, can you call one of the scientists that's here? That way we can just kind of wrap this up without any violence.
Okay.
Cool, thanks.
He doesn't put his gun up, but he's not really pointing it at you anymore either.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
he's got a look on his face like this is all getting a little surreal for him. But he steps around to his computer. The phone next to his computer, and hits a little page. I need a scientist at the front door. There's a villain here wanting to steal a serum.
I'm so glad
There's
it's
a
in
bill.
Oregon where this is actually going to work. Because why would you attempt to stop a villain when you know in an hour the Oregonian's going to have it handled for you?
Well, now, don't be under the impression that the Oregonian stops every crime that ever takes place in the city or in the state.
No,
It's a
but
big
when you
place, and he's not aware of everything that goes on.
Yeah, but when you get
He's
a
about
phone
to have
call like
17 crimes.
supervillains are doing supervillain crime, he hits that.
That is true. He does be lying.
He don't stop every bank robbery, but if someone with superpowers is doing stuff, he's there.
So he makes that announcement, and a second later, alarms start going off. And he just looks startled. That wasn't me.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Don't you worry your little head over this. I'm ain't here to make a scene. I'm here to get a plant and a serum and walk away. I will now use my X-ray vision to look for someone to talk to.
I forgot you had that.
You, give me
Or
a,
to see if I can find the plant.
give me an awareness roll. Oh, and I probably rolled you a difficulty.
Get my dice roller out. 3 and a 9.
All right, so you glance through the just kind of a quick once over on the house. Looks like the house is mostly living space for the people that work here. Like maybe not everybody leaves. Maybe they do this place like an oil rig or something where you're here for a few weeks or something. You see a bunch of security guys running your way. You don't see any like hidden underground facilities under this main building, outside of a storm shelter that can be accessed from the inside. You do see some people in lab coats heading towards the back door. Like you click the vision on, and the last couple of them are like running, like they were in a break room or something, or in the kitchen, or the kitchen they were using as a break room.
Unfortunate, I'm real fast. Do I see like a plant storehouse in this building at all, anywhere?
Not in this main building, no.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna chase down a scientist real quick.
All right, there's about 5. You run, you just plow through the security guys. Kind of bowl them over or whatever. Or hurdle them, however you want to do it.
I'm not trying to do too much collateral, but they will get in the way. So yeah, I'm just kind of a little shovey.
It's what in the old Champions game they would refer to as casual strength. Basically, any kind of bumping stuff out of the way that you could do with half your strength, you could do without using up an action.
Half my strength of 4, so
Well, with Champions, the strength's got a little more ridiculous. But...
yeah.
So, alright, so yeah, you run outside, you catch... there's like 5 of the scientists running out. And let's cut away. Out in the pasture, Fairy Prince and Black Dragon, y'all are standing there, just watching your handiwork. It's complete chaos on kind of this whole side of the farm.
Fairy Prince is just hovering like a good 6 inches off the ground for shoe cleaning purposes, and he just looks so delighted. Like there's just some primal part of his brain that is just so happy to be doing this exact sort of thing.
You feel connected with your ancestors.
Well,
now,
I think
now you need to find some milk that you can sour.
I'm thinking our job here is done. We should go join the others.
I suppose we should. And we know the area that. Should we hook up with a link up with Muskel or anyone, or divvy up and one of us go to the other one and the other go to the other words? Should one of us go to anyone and the other go to Muskel, or should we both go to one of them specifically?
That is a good question. And the answer is probably that we should split up and each go to one rather than leave one team member on their own.
All right.
Although Muskel's very capable, but if he's going to try and outsmart these people, that may not be. He might need some help.
So Fairy Prince will go link up with Muskel, and you want to hit?
Yeah, I'll go look for anyone.
Yeah. Just anyone at all.
I'll be curious. All right, so y'all start moving. Zach, how fast do you fly?
I believe I have a rank 6. Curtis, could you confirm for me in flight?
Hold on, let me get my cursor in the right spot so I can scroll up. Flight. I'm gonna have to make the window bigger. Hold on. Expand the Fairy Prince so that we can read that flight is 4, but that is still very fast.
It's car fast.
It's faster than fast.
Faster than a car.
It's a fast race
I
car.
think fast car is 3.
Yeah, 4 is fast race car. 5 is like fast helicopter. So yeah, Fairy Prince, you're able to cover the distance pretty quick. So you're flying in as you see Muscle come erupting out of the back of this house, following these guys, some of whom are in like obvious lab coats.
I will try and get ahead of the 2 other guys and just draw my sword on them.
Okay. So basically, Muscle's behind them, and you drop down in front of him. We're going to say that y'all have got comms, so you're at least aware of where anyone was headed, even though you might not know what he looked like. So Eddie, you don't have any movement powers that increase your movement. I mean, you got like wall crawling, but not
Right, yeah, and I obviously can't be wall crawling at the moment, so.
All right, so you make about half the distance. Some of the security guys are noticing you. Well, are you trying to be stealthy? I mean, you're a big green guy, but I mean, you could be ducking behind cows, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Does semi-stealthy count? I mean, trying not to be too noticeable, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. I ain't hiding in shadows. We don't got time for that.
All right, go ahead and give me a coordination with stealthy. You got it.
And another nerd reference for Eddie.
All right, 9 is the number for you to beat. Ooh, they rolled really good. And you got a 10. So you managed to use the chaos, you're kind of, crouching a little low as you run, so, cows moving around is obscuring you.
Yeah, Eddie enjoys using chaos.
Anyone? So,
Yes.
like I said, you got to that door when the initial alarm starts going off. And you are at this point looking like one of the security guards, I believe.
That's right.
So I mean, you see the chaos. There's cows everywhere. Everybody's trying to calm them down. They're they like I said, they busted through the fence in an area or two. The building you're walking up on, you can see there's a bunch of this little fenced area over here. There's a lot of pigs. Some pretty good sized ones, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
But anyway, you're approaching the door. You don't see any obvious, key cards or anything like that on it. So, what are you doing, anyone?
Yes. So I'll go ahead and open the door and look outside and see if anyone's there.
You see a couple of guys that look a little sciencey. You see several guys that look like farmhands.
Do I see?
See what are you looking for? You see some obvious medical equipment. One of the scientists, one of the guys in the lab, in the lab coat and stuff, has got a syringe in his hand.
Okay. I'll tell them that we need to secure the compound ASAP. And also, there's an emergency. Haven't you heard there's an emergency? Didn't you hear the alarms? All right.
Yeah, but
There's no time for. Oh, sorry.
well, one of the guys, we heard the house alarm go off, but and a couple of the farmhands were standing over looking out the window at some of the cows. We know the cows have stampeded or something, but we figured we'd be safer just sitting in here than running around somewhere else.
Well, you need to take shelter. You're supposed to do. I'll tell them that they need to assume the assigned shelter positions within this facility. There's no telling what else may be going. There's no telling. Well, actually, no. I don't want to give them a reason to worry about anything else. I keep forgetting that's the first. That's the first rule of heisting is that you need to keep the subjects as calm as possible so that they don't think to heighten their security any. But what he'll say is that all the same, we need to secure the compound, like all the supply, like the compound.
All right,
Is that what you're administering now?
Give me a willpower plus whatever. If you got a specialty that you think would help.
Let's see. There's deception. There's always the good old handy deception.
Yes, deception is the one I was going for.
Yeah. Let me make sure there's nothing else in particular. And if I can't talk him out of it, I've also got sleight of hand as a backup. But since this is kind of, so he did acknowledge that. Oh, he hasn't acknowledged yet whether he's actually administering the solution in that syringe he's got in his hand. Is that correct?
No, he had said you just walked in and started talking about securing the compound or whatever.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead, and since this is kind of like crucial, this is the whole point of why we're here. I'll go ahead and spend a determination point and activate. Let's see, espionage elite, I suppose. If that sounds acceptable for a +2 bonus.
That'll work.
Awesome. So I will type in this roll manually. 1d6 plus willpower of 4 plus deception of 3 plus 2 for the determination. generating a 10 total.
All right, the number to beat was a
I rolled a
7,
1.
so that's a major success. So yeah, the syringe in his hand, he throws it into a wastebasket, which is like marked like biodisposal or whatever. And you realize it was
Okay.
empty, so he'd obviously already.
Gotcha.
The other guy, however, is holding a small, like insulated-looking case, like one of those like soft coolers that would hold like a 6-pack.
Mhm.
And he starts zipping that thing shut. And like the farmhands, you see them walk into like a basically like a center room, because you talked about, you know, assuming the like emergency position or whatever, however you put it.
Yeah, whatever the tornado room would be, I guess.
Yeah, and that's basically, they go to like the middle room that doesn't have any, you know, they head to the middle room that doesn't have any windows.
Yeah.
You know, one of the scientists is like, you know, basically asking them, you know, if the cows are stampeding, they couldn't bust in a wall, could they?
They could
The
have.
farmhand's like, yeah, I don't think they get through the walls. But
Sorry.
so you do see the one scientist that, like I said, zipped up the little bag or little cooler. Do you follow them into the room, or?
No, I'll just say I'm moving this to the vault. You know, keep it as vague as possible and take that cooler with me.
Okay, well, yeah, you got a major success, so. So yeah, he hands the bag over to you, and they all move into that center room.
Yeah, and at some point, I'd also, once I feel like I've got a moment alone, I'd like to peek inside to make sure I have what looks like, you know, my best guess as to what the compound is. Make sure I actually got what we're looking for.
There's a dozen or so more empty syringes in there, and several small vials, you know, with kind of the rubberized top that you can stick a syringe through to pull out the amount you need.
Is it labeled Compound X?
It's labeled with a long chemical name. That off the top of your head, you don't know what that is exactly. But.
Oh, okay. We didn't. Did we have the name? Was Muskel able to provide the name of the what we're looking for?
You know what the plant's called? Don't ask me what it's called though. You know what the plant's called?
Planty plant.
But you don't
we know
necessarily. I'm sorry, Tyler. What?
We do know that the lab's using the serum we want, but we don't know if that's the only serum they're using, I guess.
Yeah. Well, if that's what they gave me, and that's the I'll just have to do my best guess and assume that they gave me the same compound we're looking for. Like when I said the compound, they didn't ask, "Oh, which one?" So I'll assume that this is the only one and the one we're looking for. And if I screw this up, then I've got my flashback to wolf my way out of that problem. So I will just announce to my compatriots that I've got samples.
All right, then we jump back down here. All right, Muskel, you come running out of the building. These guys are right in front of you. You see the fairy prince swoop down and drop in front of them, sword out.
Oh, I will walk up and just, much like picking up a cat, just kind of around the waist of a guy and lift him in the air. All right, buddy. I need a plant and a serum, please. Or sorry. All right, buddy. I need a plant and a serum, please.
What? Which plant? Which serum do you want? I'll give you whatever you want. Just which one do you want?
All right. Name the plant and then the serum made from the compounds made from that plant, please.
Okay, we've got like 5 variations.
Darn it.
Are they all stored in the same place?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go. Point me in the direction. I'll just carry you.
And he points you over to this building here.
All right.
Which building was it? I missed. I missed.
the,
this.
Trucking
one.
it. Trucking
right
it. Gently trucking it to keep him
Oh, that
safe.
one. Oh, boy.
Zach, you notice several of the security guys noticed your flyby. So you have security guys moving in your general direction.
You know, there's a lot more fires that are just gonna start springing up between us and them. I'm just gonna snap my fingers, pop, 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 and just walls of fire between us and them.
All right, give me a roll. 6 is the number to beat.
Curtis, if you could be so kind.
And what are we? Am I just? What skill am I rolling, Zach?
Fairy trickery.
Yeah, this is illusions again.
Come on. I think you're going to be the 6 since you got.
All right. Ooh, you rolled max roll.
Hey.
Good job, Curtis.
I don't think Eddie rolls this well for himself.
Never.
I'm sorry, I'm stealing all your good rolls for the session.
So yeah, that's a major success. So, yeah, they immediately start kind of falling back. One of the guys is just flat out, I am not getting paid enough to get burned up by some super freak. One of them kind of panics and dives in the swimming pool that's back there. Can't burn him if he's in the water.
Is just gonna laugh and laugh and laugh. And then follow Muskel.
Now I'm just picturing Louise from Bob's Burgers laughing as she's surrounded by flame. Alright, then use the bathroom, Muskel. Alright, so anyone, you see where these two guys have gone. You know, as you're exiting the door, you see them kind of, you know, Muskel's got one guy picked up by the waist up over his head and like running towards one of the buildings. Fairy Prince does his fire thing and then follows after him. Eddie, you notice, you know, you don't have a direct line of sight on the building, but you notice which way Fairy Prince is flying.
Right.
And while Eddie does not know specifically what anyone looks like at the moment, Eddie, he did let you know I've got samples, and you do see this security guy with a bag.
I'm going to follow him.
All right. Anyone, where are you going?
I suppose we're all converging towards Muskel.
Okay. So both of you move down this way.
Hopefully not running into my my doppelganger. Well, technically I'm the doppelganger.
Yeah, you don't want to get that confused again. Wait, was I the copy or was he the copy?
Never ends well.
Give me a coordination stealth roll there. Anyone?
Reopen the character sheets. Stealthy time. Generated an 11.
That beats his 9.
Wow.
So you pass. You look over and you realize you are extremely close to your doppelganger, but thankfully he's fixated on like the fires in front of him, so you pass by him without him looking at you.
Thanks, Fairy Prince.
Not a problem.
And Eddie, you notice anyone? You notice the guy you're assuming is anyone walk past another guy that looks the same.
Gotcha.
Back down here at the building, Muskel, you run up on this. Clearly this was a barn when it was originally built. The door to this one though has got a key card, a swap card on it.
Do you have a key card, sir?
Yeah, but I left it in the break room when we ran off in a hurry.
Understood. I opened the door.
You reach open, planning to just push on it and break the lock, but the door just drifts open under your touch.
That's scary.
The guy with you, yeah, it's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, no, things are weird. Great.
You look in and you can see where somebody has cut the bolt, basically. Without otherwise damaging the door. It looked fine from the outside, but when you push it open, you realize it's, a little piece of bolt, falls out of.
What non-union hack is doing this nonsense? We are in Oregon. You do things structured in Oregon. Who has betrayed the union? They are going to die, but not by my hands.
So, when you were recruiting all of these people to pull these different capers to distract the Oregonian, you don't suppose someone else decided they wanted to get a hold of this formula first, do you?
Well, if they wanted that, they would have contacted us. We'd do the job at the same time. There's no point to making it where, I'm going to walk in and find out you betrayed me, and then we start a blood feud. I need one serum and one plant. They keep hundreds here. You don't risk the threat of a man who can punch mountains in half over one of 100 things. This is non-union, and the moment I know who they are, they're either paying their dues or they're handing me a fucking serum.
They're sleeping with the fishies.
And the rest of you, of course, never heard of any sort of supervillain. You don't know what to...
So is this a metaphorical union?
The crime scene in Oregon is very complex, but it is structured because it has to be to not face problems.
I never went back to the state again.
I never wanted to be in this state, all right? I just need... Anyway, I walk in.
Excuse me. Can I go? I mean, I don't think you need me anymore.
Oh, fair. Are all the serums kind of stored and labeled? There's only 5?
Oh yeah. He rattles off 5 different.
All right. And the plant is in
similar
there
sounding names. There's just slight differences in the name.
and the plant is in there as well.
Yes, that's where we're creating the serums.
All right, cool. Yeah, you're good to go. I'll let him go, and I X-ray vision this building. Or, sorry, hold on. I need to roll burnout to make sure I can.
Oh, right, because you've already used it the once.
Nope, it's burned out. I don't have it.
You go to try to use it again, and you get just this briefest flash of the X-ray of the wall directly in front of you, and then your eyes blur for a second, and they just kind of ache.
Yep. Touch my tear ducts, get a little bit of blood. Yep, that's done for the day. So I step in. Are the lights on?
Yeah, lights are on. There's some people laid out on the floor.
Ah, goodness.
One guy's laying he's laying on the ground right by the wall. There's a dent in the wall up above him. You're familiar with this sort of scene. Somebody popped him, and the wall stopped him.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and shout out. I'm here for 1 plant and 1 serum, and then I will leave. Or one of each serum, just to make sure I get the right one.
There's another guy laying on the floor that's been stabbed.
Ah, dang it.
He is awake, and he's got like a, he's got a handkerchief balled up in his hand, and he's pressing it up against the wound.
Man,
It
sucks to be him. Anyway, plant and serums. I'm not gonna pretend to be a good guy. I don't care you got stabbed, son.
Your friends are already getting them.
I don't have a single friend that's in this building, champ. This is 2 separate jobs that happen to happen because some non-union fucking hacks showed up.
Oh, well, they're already downstairs.
Oh, they're still here.
Great. All right, and I'll head downstairs.
I was following along.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll go ahead and revert to night magician.
Well, I
appearance.
take that back. Looking around, does it look like I'm gonna have to head downstairs?
There's a thing over the side that's, straighten my tongue out. There is an elevator over to the side.
Well, I mean, I don't see a plant and serums up top.
No. This looks like if you rolled up, there's a roll up door sort of thing that looks like they could bring supplies in. Looks like security guys, stayed upstairs.
All right.
It very much does not look like the inside of a barn, even though the outside still look like a barn.
All right. Anyone
Or-
double check that you don't have? You only have the 1 serum, right?
That's right. Now I'll show them what I've got.
We don't have time for that. Just do you have only
Okay.
1 copy of the serum? Like only 1 serum out of the 5.
That's right. Is that correct, Jason?
Yes, all your bottles were labeled the same. There's like I said, there's 3, 4, 5 bottles in there, but it's all the same label.
Are there
I'm gonna
stairs
ask-
or is there elevator only?
There's both.
I'll take stairs.
I'm
What was
gonna
that, Curtis?
I'm going to ask the guy that got stabbed, how many of them were there?
Just the lady. I just saw the lady. But she said she was going. She was talking to somebody over radio or something, over comms.
If Ravenous tried to pull this job after I explicitly told her I would pull this job for her, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Better question would be, why would she do that?
Well, man, her body is literally breaking down in front of her. She could get nervous. Anyway, down the stairs I go.
All right, so you start down the stairs. You just go down 1 floor. This is not, they don't have a huge complex built under this thing. And when you get down here, when you step out of the stairwell, there's a lot more people scattered around on the floor. And this area it's like they did 1 big room, kind of the size of that barn, underneath here. But it's broken down into cubicles and workstations and this, that, and the other. At the far end of the room, you see a man that is like stuffing these potted plants into a bag.
I will shout at the man. Howdy. We're 2 separate criminal groups that came for the same thing. I need 1 plant and 1 of each serum, and then I'm out the door.
As you say that, you see a woman run up to the guy. She's got a bag that's like rattling, like you can hear glass rattling on glass. I've got all the juices. And then as you are shouting out, she notices you and looks over at you.
Do I recognize her?
Let's see.
Do I need to roll history, heroes, and villains?
Yes, roll history, hero, and villains.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh, I should roll you a difficulty. It is not too difficult. Well, is my mouse going to work?
That's pretty difficult.
Yeah, that was a max roll.
Goodness.
But, maybe Muskel hasn't never had any encounters with this person, so.
I'll tap a determination point of a bit too eager and enjoyer of the super.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll and then tell you, and then add the +2 to it post roll.
Okay, that's fine.
Nope, it's just a 7. It doesn't win.
Ooh, you got a minimum roll.
Yeah, I got a
my
minimum.
max rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't think you've seen, you don't recognize this woman. She looks like somebody that walked in and like swiped half the clothes in a Hot Topic. The dude is dressed up like one of the farm hands. He is not in like a costume, and hers might be a costume or might not. It's a little bit of a toss-up.
Right.
The fact that somebody was cutting metal up top and stabbing people makes you assume she's probably somebody.
Yeah, I'll once again. Howdy, this is Muskel the Muscle. I need 1 plant and 1 copy of each serum. And then I will leave.
The dude who's finished stuffing the things, he turns. He kind of. Wind's really picking up. Anyway, he turns, kind of scoops the lady up in his arm. Looks at you and goes, "Oh, hey, Muskel." And then he starts to expand.
Is it Skyscraper?
It's Skyscraper.
Ah, come on.
And Skyscraper, Muskel has encountered before. You've never actually run into Gothic. They hooked up after the last time you and Skyscraper had run into each other. Once you identify him, you're like, "Oh yeah, Goth chick, yeah, okay."
Yeah.
And he basically expands up through the ceiling and steps out of the building. Hang on just 1 second while I go to the GM layer and slap him onto the token level. And yes, it is your old favorites, Skyscraper and Gothic. So the room shakes. That whole side of the room kind of comes down. There's a big hole in the ceiling now that leads up to the top floor. You can see sunlight coming through where he's clearly burst out the roof.
I hate this dumb idiot. No need to fucking grow.
I'm sorry, do you know this person?
You know what? They didn't agree. I'm knocking them out. Just a quick scan. Did they leave anything?
You don't see. Let's see. Quick scan. Give me a wits awareness. Or wits awareness. I've been running too much vampire. Well, give me an awareness roll.
Another minimum. I'm too mad. I'm just too angry at these dummies.
With a quick glance, no, you're positive they took everything. I mean, as positive as you can be without stopping to dig through the now rubble covered that side of the room.
Yeah, I'm just going after the two. repeating my statement that I will fight you if I don't get a plant and one of each serum. And y'all know I can run as fast as a race car. I will track you down.
You hear, very deep voice when he's this big, but you hear skyscraper. Why are you sounding so pissed off, Muskel? It's just work. We're just getting what we're hired to get. You know how it is. You're a professional.
Don't you say that while doing a non-union job in Oregon.
Wait, that's a real thing here in Oregon? I just always figured that was people,
Oh, you're about to get your
BSing.
ass so beat by the Oregonian.
We're in the middle of nowhere. He won't even know this is going down till we're done. Besides, he can't be as tough as the actual stories. They just talk about him like they talk about Chuck Norris, that's all.
You don't read my books, do you? Why did I suggest you even read? I'm sorry. That was rude of me. Look, I just need a plant and one of each serum so that a lady I care about don't die due to cellular destruction.
Look, I will tell the person what hired me that you'd like to buy some from him.
Alright, double check that Ravenous didn't hire you.
No, we got hired by some old lady on the internet. Wait, I can't tell you about my clients. And he starts marching off again.
Alright, nope, beating him up. I'm fighting now. This is fight time.
Alright, everybody give me initiatives.
Okay,
So that is coordination for Gothic.
Zach, Fairy Prince. Is it just coordination, or does he have something else going on?
A straight coordination roll.
Okay, my first roll is going to be Fairy Prince. And my second roll will be Eddie.
So Fairy Prince got a 7. Eddie got a 6. Anyone, what'd you get?
7.
7? I guess I could have told if I'd looked over at the chat. And Muskel. Let's see. Is that 10 yours? Or was that 10 from some earlier? Taylor?
It's just a straight 10 for my coordination.
Alright. And then I'm just going to put the regular security is at 1, because these are regular old rent-a-cops. They are not planning to get involved in this fight. Not really. In descending order. Alright, so top of the order is Gothic. Let me see, I have not used Gothic in a minute. But I think I remember what she does. Alright, now did everybody follow Muskel back, back out?
That's right. I did anyway.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so she... And you see, she's on the, while y'all were climbing out, he had set her down. She's got both bags basically thrown over her shoulder. As y'all come out, she is going to... She generates a knife that looks like it's made of darkness. Or at least shadow. It's dimmer than the surrounding area should be. But then so is she. You're standing out in sunlight, but she looks like she's in poor lighting. And she gonna throw it at Eddie. She doesn't really know who any of you people are yet. But Fairy Prince is pretty. Eddie, well, she's not big on lizards, so. So dagger throw.
Zombies, on the other hand.
I'm feeling discriminated against.
Really, it's just her being being a popular kid, recognizing a geek, even if nobody else does. She got a 10, but you got a 12. So you juke out of the way. The knife goes sailing past you, hits the ground, sits there for just a second, and then fades out of existence. And she does that, and then she kind of takes off.
I'm offended, Toots.
Next up is Muskel.
Yeah, I'm gonna straight run to Gothic and plant a fist firmly in the face.
Ow. Alright. You have no, she doesn't have any super speed. You have no trouble catching up with her.
Yeah. 14.
Alright. Let's see. She's got her coordination, her martial arts. Give yourself a determination point. As she is tapping.
I would like to state also that I am making sure not to launch her because she has the bags.
That's gonna kind of depend on how well you hit.
If we need to drop that to like a 12 to make sure it doesn't do that. Am I not able to specify I don't want to do terrible, awful things?
It seems like pulling a punch should be something you're capable of. But by the same token, if you're going to run up and hit somebody super strong, oh yeah, this thing doesn't have an index, does it? Nope. Yep, you may just have to take your chances.
That is wildly unfortunate for me.
But if you get a slam on her, cause let's see, go slam and then stun. Yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Okay, but so she got a coordination. Her martial arts factor into it.
Wait, she's getting to use coordination?
I'm sorry, prowess.
Okay.
I just named the wrong one. Where was I? Right. Give yourself a determination point. She is tapping her quality intensive training to give herself a +2. I gave her a dodge button, but not an evade button. So this is prowess. Usually at a +1 for her, but a +3 now because she added that. Alright. She got a 13.
Oof.
So you land the lick, but no slams or stuns or anything.
Sweet.
How much damage do you do?
So that'll be 7 points.
Alrighty. You hear a grunt as she takes the lick.
And I will say, 1 plant, 1 of each serum. And we don't do this.
You act like we should be scared of you or something. My baby's gonna leave you laid out for that organist guy.
I start to laugh. Look, Skyscraper's tough, don't get me wrong. He don't lay me out fast enough for this not to cause you a problem.
Anyone, you're up.
Okay. I would like to charge at Gothic as if I were to throw a punch. I will throw a punch, but it's actually going to be a feint because what I'd like to do is those bags. Is it like basically is she carrying them like over? Like is it like a hand, like one of those handbags that she carries over her shoulder? Because one of them's plants and the other one contains the serums. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. You know what? I would like to. Is it possible? Are they zipped up or are they open?
Think of them as a classic brown burglar bag. You know, think about like the cartoon burglars, the bag they would have. That's basically what she's carrying.
It's
So
just
a
like
sack.
the least safe way to carry these things.
Okay. Well, that's good. I would like to try to like in my feint. I'd like to try to like pretend like I'm trying to attack. Maybe even like clumsily bump into her, but actually reach into the sack with the plants and grab one. And how big are these plants? You said they're potted.
Yeah, they're in pots like that. They're a foot or two tall.
Foot or two tall. Oh, okay. So kind of an armful. It sounds like.
Yes, there's probably
Okay.
not more than 4 or 5 in the bag. It's swole up pretty big.
Eddie looks at you. He's like, "What? You never stole a marijuana plant before?"
So that's basically what I'd like to do, at least to acquire like one of the plants. Getting the serums might be trickier since there's multiples, but at least the plant should be. Well, we'll see how this goes.
All right. So we're gonna do this as a grab, but I'm gonna let you use your what was it, sleight of hand?
Yes.
Just because you're not really snatching this out of her hand, you're trying to get it out of a bag that she's holding, but you're trying to get it out of the bag. So, but roll wise, we're gonna go with the grab.
I don't suppose I could pull this off in a way where she wouldn't even, in the heat of battle, she doesn't even notice what I've done.
If you roll well enough, if you beat her by, if you get a major or a massive success, we'll say you pulled it off without her really noticing.
Well, in
I
that
mean,
case,
how you're going to hide that you're now holding a 2-foot plant, you have to slip it behind your back or something, but
Yeah. Do
or
we
hope
have,
Muskel distracts her quickly.
Right. Do we actually have like a vehicle here or like a home base of any kind? Or
Yeah, we rolled up in the
didn't get here.
van.
Yeah, you got a van
Okay.
down by the road.
We do still have the super van.
Okay.
It ain't
not
been busted up yet.
That super van, but yeah.
Well, let's see if I can actually get my hands on the thing
It
first, and then I'll
Could
figure out
change
what
how
to
it
do next.
looks on the inside a little bit with some holographic stuff.
It's a van
Like,
of
That's true. I forgot about that.
villainy.
Like we did have super tech in it from the bank heist.
I had forgotten about that, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right. So, yeah,
I
let's
can
go ahead and
find where
spend
the
it.
grab stuff is listed. Dadgum, we were just using this last night at the other Icons game. And now all of a sudden I don't find it.
Page 134, grabbing.
Okay, I was way too early in the book. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's in the I think it's just base actions section.
All right.
That sounds right.
Yep. Here we are. All right. So grabbing usually uses the lower of your prowess or strength against the opponent's strength.
Okay.
So
I would like
prowess,
to,
but I'm gonna let you use, like I said, let you use your sleight of hand.
Awesome. And may I also spend a determination point to activate Espionage Elite and give myself +2 on the roll?
Okay.
Sweet. So I'm rolling 1d6 plus 3 for my prowess, plus 3 for my sleight of hand, plus 2 for the determination. I think that's everything.
All right, she got a 7. You
I
got
got
a
a
10.
10.
That is a major success. So you
Which
kind of
means-
fake the punch. You go for the you slip your hand into the bag. You kind of come out with one of the plants. Hold it up behind your back as she turns and kind of yanks the bag away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not unaware that you were going for the bag, but she's left
Okay.
with the impression that she yanked the bag back.
Gotcha. I might try to ease back at this point and hope that Skyscraper can't notice from his high vantage point.
Next up is the Fairy Prince.
All right. So, with Gothic occupied, with the Night Magician and Muskel, I'm gonna try and keep the big, tall guy who can step on everyone occupied. And I'm gonna flutter up right to his face. Hi, it'd be really convenient if you just, hand over just a little bit of what we need. You're gonna do that, are you?
Nah, sorry, Tinkerbell. I've been hired for a job.
Tinkerbell, I will have you know I draw my lineage from something much older than vaunted stage play. And I want to give him the I'm gonna throw out my hand, and suddenly vines and thorns are gonna start ripping their way out from under his skin. And I want to basically use illusion to stun him with pain.
Okay.
And Curtis had to slip away for a moment.
Oh,
Could
yeah,
you?
I can roll the dice for you. Let me just get you open. All right. So, are you power stunting to use your?
Yes.
All right. So, what are you tapping?
I'm going to tap Bastard Son of the She.
Makes sense. All right, and that would be your. It's still your fairy trickery to roll.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh wait, but your power stunting for the stun power. So stun is coordination probably. Yeah, never mind. We'll just go with fairy trickery. It makes more sense. Like story-wise. All right, so you got a 10, and this is stun. I'm assuming stun based on will, since it's magic. Since it's magic-y.
Yeah.
And Skyscraper's, you would know Skyscraper's strength is probably going to be a strong suit. Oh, holy crap! His willpower is actually quite impressive. He beat you by 1.
Oh.
He's not smart, but he is, Oh, that's right, because I built him to be kind of big-headed. That's right.
He's too stubborn.
So, yes, unexpectedly, he has a strong will. He's able, he looks startled and starts to cry out, and then kind of realizes that something's up. And then he just kind of looks at, oh, you're one of those. You don't have any real power, do you?
Oh, I am offended by that assertion, sir. And it's always a very poor idea to insult my kind.
Oh, no, I'm not insulting you. It's a really nice trick. You deserve a round of applause. And then he tries to clap you.
Oh, not the sarcastic applause. Oh man.
Well, he's also being he's basically trying to catch Fairy Prince between his hands. Alright, so that's the way his prowess.
And I have I think I have a couple ranks of aerial combat to add to my defense roll for that.
You know, it would have probably been a good idea for me to lift your character sheet up. Oh wait, Curtis is back. But yes, you have one rank of aerial combat.
Woohoo!
All right, so he's going to make his skyscraper's going to make his attack. So that's his prowess. So he got a 7. Curtis, I need you to give me a roll for Zach. It's his prowess plus his aerial combat. He may have something down there.
The button for that already, Zach?
I'm afraid not. So
you can just hit his coordination and we'll know to add 1 to it. No pressure. His life doesn't depend on
Coordination
this.
or prowess?
Prowess. Excuse me, prowess.
Okay, well, the data's the same.
So that's a 9 plus 1 would be a 10.
Not bad.
So that's a major success, or a major failure for him.
Too bad. You lose.
Let's see. If your evasion results in a massive failure for the attack, you also automatically hit the attacker with a close range attack. And Fairy Prince had his sword out already, didn't he?
yes,
Yes, he did. I remember Zach saying that.
How many ranks does he have for his sword? Or what does his sword do?
6 damage.
All right.
It's yeah, general fairy magic bullshit.
Mm-hmm. All right. And he has got growth activated. And growth gives you, is it 1 rank per? I know growth gives you some resistance as when you are grown. Oh, it does make it easier to hit, though. We didn't remember that. Well, you gain the large quality. And you gain damage resistance equal to your current growth. And his current growth is 8, so...
No. Every time I show up, I'm reminded how scary this guy is.
I know he's.
Yeah, they are not they're not a weak duo particularly. But they each have their weaknesses and whatnot. So. And then we have Black Dragon.
Okay, I am going to use my dragon breath on Gothic.
Okay.
Since she threw a dagger at me.
She did. She had this look on her face like, "Ew," when she did it, but she didn't actually say anything to you.
Yeah. I'm going to show my contempt.
Alright, so you got an 11 and she got an 11. So marginal success, you do half damage. And what does your spit do?
I believe 6. Hold on, let me double check. Sorry, with 2 screens, my mouse is never in the right place. Yeah, it does 6, so it'll be 3.
Okay, 3 is not
Half
getting
damage. Yeah, half damage for the next 2 pages, but the 3 didn't do anything to her, so neither will the half damage.
Alright, the regular security guys. are giving up on rounding up the cows and are just like, any of the science type guys that are herding back into buildings. You hear, some of them are on radios, screaming about what's happening. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and delete most of them because. Let's see. Oh, that's got us back at the top of the order with O Gothic. And she is going to power stut, I believe. So she's going to tap her intense training. Taylor, give yourself a determination.
Goodness, I'm getting a lot of that.
Yeah, which is probably going to come back and bite me eventually, but is what she's got.
Hey, that's life.
Power stun. And then she starts to fade from view.
Uh-oh.
Let me look at exactly how this ability works.
I thought that was Emo's power, not Gothic.
Let's see. Yeah. So now, all of a sudden, you just don't see her anymore.
Do the rest of us see her, or is it just...
No, she visibly fades out of view for like all of you. And we'll put a little ninja on the corner of her token. And then she, likely starts moving away. Muskel, you go.
So, I guess since I can't see her, I'll once more turn to the skyscraper man. Look at him. I'll activate my level of growth to get a little bit bigger. And then I'm just gonna punch him right in the shin, I suppose.
Alright, give me a roll.
Because I'm all fired up. Because they're not willing to split it when two groups rob the same place, which is what you're supposed to do. Why are these kids so dumb and they don't follow the rules?
They're villains specifically so they don't have to follow the rules.
And you know what? I will tap a point of determination for I want to get hired till I'm retired. Because these dummies aren't doing the stuff you're supposed to do to get hired.
They're being unprofessional.
And
you really don't care.
I'm so mad they're being unprofessional. That's a 17.
Ooh, that's a lot of boomer energy there. These kids today and their work ethic. Alright, that's his prowess. Well, so that's a 6 plus a 6 plus a 5 for you. So that's... Alright, you rolled a 6. Your stat is a 6. And the plus 5 is, what, 3 ranks of martial arts? Or a rank of martial art? Sorry, I'm trying to put together how your roll worked.
Oh, it will be my roll, my prowess, the 3 points for my martial arts, and then the
Okay.
2 points for
3 points
special
martial
for
arts.
the
Okay, that's
quality.
Anyway, you beat him by 10. Because he rolled a 2 and he's got a prowess of 5.
I am not here to joke around. I want my mama to not be dead. Well, closest thing to a mama I had to not be dead.
Alright, so that is, of course, a massive success. How much damage do you do?
8, because I'm grown right now.
Alright. His growth is an 8, so he has 8 defense. So you do no damage to him.
Wow.
But since you don't do negative damage to him, since it came out to a 0 and not lower, you still get to roll for slams and stuns.
Which is my strength.
It's your strength versus his, which is going to be 8 versus 8, so it's really going to come down to, who botches the die roll. So we'll roll the stun, or hang on, do we roll slam first or stun first? I mean, I don't guess it really matters as long as we declare which is which. But so we'll do the roll for the stun first.
All right. Am I able to pop a determination on the stun roll?
Yes. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. As long as you
I'm
got
gonna
something
pop it. You gotta earn it.
All right.
This kid's rolling up on me. I'm so mad that he's not doing all the things he's supposed to do.
All right, that is acceptable.
All right.
So you got a 14.
14.
He's rolling his big and strong. He got a 10.
Boy,
So
is
that's a massive
unconscious.
success. He is unconscious. Go ahead and roll the slam, which we probably should have rolled first now I think about it. He got a 14 on that.
Muskel.
He didn't move, but he fell unconscious.
Well, what you did is you clocked that shin, you carried his leg out from under him, and then he starts to fall, but he's also you're kind of flipping him, and his head just slams down on the ground. His head lands on a couple of the some of those big heavy fence posts, which they shatter. It doesn't penetrate his skull or anything.
Yeah, he's too tough for that nonsense.
But one of them caught him on the temple, which was apparently enough to knock him senseless.
Does he shrink when he gets knocked unconscious?
I can't remember. I know we've established before whether he changes shape when he's unconscious or not, and I don't remember.
I would imagine he'd stay the same. I don't think it's if it's something he doesn't have to actively concentrate to maintain.
I think you're
guess
right.
He'd stay giant size.
And I think he's power stunted to shrink before, or at least that was my plan. And I had already knew that if he got knocked out while shrunk, y'all have to find him because he wouldn't grow back automatically.
In the sewer.
Yes, I believe that was the case.
All right. I will turn to where Gothic was. 1 plant, 5 serums. I carry his unconscious body out so the cops don't get him.
Give me a willpower roll.
Because you throw a knife at me, I will kill you. What in the world?
Well, the die rolls like you all of a sudden.
Die roller threw me 2 1s and then 4 6s. This
No middle
game
ground.
understands how serious my character is about this moment.
But you still took out Skyscraper.
Yo!
And she got an 11.
Well, she can decide what's best for her then. She is a grown woman.
That's fair. I really want that just to give you a difficulty, but... Oh, and she has a quality you could have tapped. Though I'm not sure Muskel would have known it. Some of the other people that have encountered them could probably have guessed it, but because there's really only two responses she would make, given her qualities. Either she'd accept your deal, or you knocked her. You knocked her boyfriend out. And she's just gonna snap and go after you. And since you did not make her difficult, I'm going to say she snaps. Whatever she was doing to make herself unseen drops. She drops both bags. There's the sound of broken glass in one of the bags.
Yo!
And then she races towards Muskel, popping her full-size shadow sword.
Over the communicator. Just get the stuff and get out. You can leave me here to this fight if it takes too long. Get the stuff, get the van.
Alright, so her prowess... Oh, right, I forgot. Soul Stealer's got its own role. And she's screaming incoherently. Oh, now the dice roll.
Well.
Oh, the fickle finger of fate. Alright, so she got a minimum roll for that, so she only got a 9. Which is, good for a minimal roll.
Hey, 10 on a minimum roll.
Wow, it's like we both max, and we both... So you get out of the way, but just barely.
Yeah.
Now, Muskel, you're a professional.
so
You do
angry at each
recognize
other.
that she's using actual sword forms. She's not just somebody that pops a power that makes it look like a sword. She's apparently been trained in swordplay. She's also calling you some very nasty names.
You broke union code. I don't care what you have to say right now.
I like that Muskel's a union man.
In a business where backstabbing is the convention, any form of structure is enjoyed.
Anyone, you're up.
All right. Well, I guess I'm grabbing some bags.
Well, she's not paying any attention to you, so you can slip past her without too much trouble.
All right.
She is very focused. So yeah, you can slip over there and grab both bags.
Yeah. And start heading back towards the van, I suppose.
One of the bags is
Following.
getting kind of wet on the bottom.
Oh,
I mean, it's heavy cloth, so it's not the wet's not going to cause it to collapse or anything. It's just obvious some of the balls are broke.
Sure. I can only hope that we've got enough of what we need to make this worthwhile. And I still have the bag I lifted, right?
Well, you lifted one of the plants out of the bag, but yeah.
Oh, that. But I mean from the other building.
Oh, that one.
One
Yes.
sample,
You got
one,
the little insulated cooler. Yes,
Okay.
which is probably a good thing because these bags probably aren't super insulated.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, I should probably transfer, shouldn't I?
Are you going to stop right here in the middle of the battlefield to do that?
Not in the middle of the battlefield.
Okay.
So I will keep on trucking.
All right. So you grab those and you are headed towards your vehicle. Fairy Prince.
I am going to swoop down and pick up Eddie under his arms and just carry him towards the van.
All right.
Just he acquiesces to that.
Yeah, why not?
Everybody's like, Muskel can handle one crazy girlfriend.
Pretty much.
All right, then it is Skyscraper's go, but he is unconscious. Eddie, are you gonna do anything, or are you just gonna be carried to the?
I'll just go with Fairy Prince.
All right.
I will acquiesce.
Then it's the regular guys. Then it is Gothic's turn again.
Can't freaking say acquiesce without wanting to vote Pirates of the Caribbean.
She gonna take another swing. Or no, this time she kind of goes back. Really seems to focus. You can see that blade of her start kind of pulsating a little bit, and then she goes for a stab. She gives herself a determination point. She is tapping her quality in love to boost the effect of her power.
My goodness. All right.
She got a 12.
Got an 11.
All right, so she hits you. What is your defense or your damage resistance?
6.
Okay, her power level is a 6. She's bumped it up by 1, the effect by 1, so she does 7, so 1 point of damage to you.
All right. Ow. What crazy thing does it do to me? Or is it just the power?
Oh, it's just a strike power.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then it is your go, Muskel.
Alright. I'm gonna walk over and pick up Skyscraper. And I will begin just, what is the fastest way to get to the border of Oregon? What cardinal direction is the fastest way out of here?
I'm going to guess south.
Which way is the fastest and also away from the Oregonian? Is it still south? Is it like south-southwest?
Probably south. South is probably just your best bet.
Alright. I'll pick up Skyscraper, turn, shout to her. Hey, you've got your stuff. We're getting you and your boy out of here. Let's go. And I start walking with Skyscraper in tow.
Well, she doesn't have her stuff, actually.
I thought you only grabbed one of the bags.
Well, I guess I would have. Well, I would have grabbed the serum bag, and I would have grabbed everything.
She had some serum bags.
All right. He snuck a plant out of the bag while she was holding it. When she went to attack you, she dropped both bags. When she went to attack Muskel.
That's true. I wouldn't really need the plant bag anymore, would I?
But yeah, you know, they were all right there in a pile. So I just assumed you grabbed everything. But I'm just picturing Muskel like, you know, up under Skyscraper, you know, holding him up, you know, hands on Skyscraper's chest, holding him up and walking with Skyscraper's legs and arms just dragging on the ground.
Well, remember, I am also like 9.5 foot tall right now because of my growth. So, like, it's unwieldy still, but somewhat manageable.
Well, Skyscraper is small building tall at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably taller than that 2 or 3 story house that you busted into to begin with.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm definitely dragging him then.
You know, that's him at his max.
But anyway, I'm picking him up and walking. Is she still freaking out at me, or is she just like understands that I'm trying to like get them out as well?
She's far behind you. She's not attacking you.
Alright. Look, me and Skyscraper go back as decent friends. I don't want him getting caught. I just needed a plant and one of each serum.
Fine, I'll get the bags. And she kind of looks around. Where did the bags go?
They probably headed to the van. We will take one of each serum and then hand you back the bag.
Fine. And as you're walking back to the van, she's like up ahead of you where Skyscraper's head is, you know. She's like patting him on his big oversized cheek, trying to get him to rouse up. So y'all get to the van. Let's see. Who drives the van? Who is usually y'all's driver?
If no one's specifically trained in,
I have a specialty in drive.
I guess we have our driver.
All right.
In this scenario, it might not be me though.
Oh,
You might be sitting on top of the van holding skyscraper up.
oh, I gotcha. Well, in that case,
Your poor
yeah,
van
I don't
struggles to
mind
drive
driving.
off it. But
Oh no, I'm just walking them to wherever their vehicle is, if they have a vehicle. If not, we're just gonna hide in the woods for a bit till Skyscraper wakes up.
But all right, so Mike would have, or anyone would have gotten to the van and started, moving vials over into the insulated thing, making, checking which ones are broken and not broken. There are several broken ones. You do have at least a vial or two of each one, though. Some of the plants are a little roughed up from being thrown in a bag, but they should be serviceable. Gothic and Muskel are messing with Skyscraper. So Zach and Curtis, which I guess will really just be Curtis rolling for both of you. Give me awareness checks.
First one is going to be Fairy Prince.
Okay. And I'll just roll one difficulty for the two of you.
And then here comes Eddie. Wow.
All right, so you got a 5 for Zach. The difficulty was 6, but then Eddie for himself rolled a 7. So Eddie's dice were finally nicer to Eddie than they were to Zach. Or Fairy Prince.
Unbelievable.
So Eddie, you notice a little dust cloud off to the west, and every now and then, like a speck will jump out of the dust cloud to cover a bunch of distance, land, and then the dust cloud kicks up again.
Ah, crap. We got incoming.
Now it's not coming straight towards y'all; it's at a slight angle, but it's And then as you point that out, everybody kind of looks up and you see that, dust cloud run up, basically, to the facility.
Y'all, everybody that's in the van, congratulations, y'all get to leave.
Now y'all had a minute or so, or a minute or two. If somebody wants to try to rouse Skyscraper, you can give me a intellect, and like if you have a first aid skill or something. I forget if first aid is actually a special. I know
I take a crack at that.
There's
If
that.
no
or
one
medicine
else.
or something.
Yeah, I've got a. Oh, so did someone just? Oh, someone just took a crack at that, didn't they?
Not yet.
No, the last roll was
okay.
Eddie's spot check basically.
Oh, I thought that was the. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. So
Okay.
intellect plus. I don't believe I have first aid, but I do have an intellect of 5. That's something.
Yeah, it's still something.
Character sheet.
And technically, the specialty would be medicine. I just didn't remember which one it was called. Oh, I better roll it this
Wait, let me make sure I don't. Yeah, I don't. Okay, intellect it is.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
So you dig into the first aid supplies and you basically grab everything that could be used, the smelling salts and anything with a strong odor that you could use like a smelling salt. And basically just shove it in one nostril. He gives a snort, a cough, he kind of half sits up, kind of snorts it out. What? Huh? He looks over. Did you knock me out by hitting me in the leg?
You
I
know
did
how
no
good
such
I
thing.
am.
Oh,
Just holding. I'm still holding him.
Okay, that's right.
You know how good I am at my job. Now get out of here. The Oregonian's coming. You've got your stuff. I have 1 vial of each in a plant. I'm happy. You still get paid. Let's get the f out of here.
Okay, he shrinks back down.
Y'all two will need to find cover fast. He's a fast and strong guy. If she can do her disappearing act for both y'all, that's the move.
He looks over at her. She's kind of like, maybe.
All right, well, sorry this came to blows, but this is what you get for doing non-union in Oregon. Let's get out of here, boys. You.
Skyscraper doesn't seem too terribly upset. A little annoyed maybe. He lost a fight or whatever.
Usually when we throw hands, it's a little closer.
But he knows y'all scrapped, y'all work together, whatever. And
Can't be the first time they fought.
And I'm not stealing his gig.
he's not currently
all his
arrested,
stuff.
so
Yeah. I'm giving him the option to leave, which is rare for him.
But when you finish your round about the union again, and start walking off, you're pretty sure you hear Gothic mumble something about "Okay, Boomer" under her breath.
That's
Look,
harsh.
There's a union in Oregon for a reason. It's because this place is scary for villains.
I didn't think Muskel was that old.
I'm not. I'm in my 20s. The low 20s. Getting made fun of by some hot topic ass looking motherfucker.
So y'all load up in the van and take off. In the rearview mirror, you see the two of them kind of shimmer out. You're not exactly sure what she's doing.
And
Oh, you about to say something?
I'm just wondering where the Oregonian is. I'm just wondering where the weapon of mass destruction is at all times now.
All right, so y'all take off down the road. And sure enough, you don't get very far before you see a dust cloud running, being thrown up by something coming up behind you.
Nope, don't like that, don't like that.
Dude,
How close are we to the state line?
You still got 10 or 20 miles.
Oh boy. Is the van sturdy enough for me to stand on top of it?
I would say it's probably at least that reinforced. Like, you couldn't use it as a melee weapon and it'd be okay, but
I'm gonna hop on top and be ready for whatever he's about to do to us.
all right, what are the rest of you thinking about doing?
I'm gonna offer to power stunt teleportation to get us the next 10, 20 miles over the line.
I'm simply going to hunker down.
Just hunker down and hit the gas.
Unless I'm the one driving, I can't remember.
Muskel was the one with the drive skill.
Yeah, but he's he's on the roof.
Anyone started the car, so I was not gonna be like, "Oh, get out of the driver's seat so I can get in the driver's seat." No, I said go.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so anyone's just hunkering down behind the wheel. Muskel opens the side door and climbs out under the roof. And Fairy Prince, what were you doing?
I was going to power stunt, a power stunt teleportation to get us the next 20 miles over the line. I was gonna tap kind of sheep.
All right, you broke up a little bit there. You were tapping what now?
Tapping bastard son of the sheep.
Okay. And what does Curtis need to roll for that?
Fairy trickery +2.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to do the. For simple sake, I'm just going to do the fairy trickery and we'll just know that it needs to be +2.
And with teleportation, when you've got to make a roll, what is the difficulty? Because I know there is one. Alright, teleportation.
But you got a 10.
If it's below 7.
But
Okay, it's only a
okay,
difficulty
12, sorry.
2. So roll a d6 +2. So the difficulty is, so the number you had to beat was a 6. So massive
You got
success.
a 12.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about +2. But still, massive success. Muskel, you're up top. Yep, you can see it's the Oregonian.
I see a 53-year-old man just trucking it at us.
He's not in his usual costume. He's got the mask that you're familiar with. Yeah, he looks like somebody that was probably just officiating a wedding.
Yeah.
I know he's a ordained minister. I don't know if he'd be from one of the group, one of them that wears a little collar when they're officially on duty or not. But yeah, it looks like he left the wedding just as soon
By
as he
any
could.
chance, do you have a picture available?
No, I didn't design the Oregonian's
Okay.
costume. But he's racing up on you. And you can't help but think the look on his face, it's not anger. It's just kind of disappointment.
Disappointment.
I shout out knowing that he can hear me. Look, I'm doing this to try to save an old woman's life who's died from a rare condition. I apologize for the trouble I've caused you. I just want my mama to not die.
Who's also his ex-girlfriend.
No, it's not. What is wrong with you?
As they're doing that, Zach, you tap into your abilities, and up just a little bit ahead of the van, kind of on either side of the road, vines spring up and kind of make a circle around the road. Think something like Stargate sized. But in the area in between, you see part of the Feylands.
I'm sorry, part of the.
Yeah, or whatever Fairy Prince calls his home realm or his people's home realms.
I was trying to get us just a little bit ahead over the line.
I understand.
Oh no.
So that opens up, and you see another one inside that opens up, and then there's looks like Earth on the other side. So you cover that 10 miles by covering, about that many yards, in the Fey realm.
Okay.
Muskel, you see the Oregonian catch up to the van. He reaches out, clamps down on the a little ladder on the back door of the van that you could use to climb up to the top. But before he has a chance to plant his feet and try to pull the van to the stop, which wouldn't work too well, just holding that
We
ladder.
hit Fairyland, which you don't have power in.
Right.
And I will reach out and grab him to keep him safe.
So
he's
yeah, he
powerless.
gets kind of yanked off his feet, and then before he can lose his grip, you reach down and grab him by the wrist, and then it's just a couple of seconds later, and y'all are back out.
Afternoon, sir.
Hello, young man.
Look, I'm terribly sorry about the trouble this is causing, but I legitimately am doing this to try to save someone's life.
And you couldn't just ask somebody for help?
She's kind of been a supervillain since, like, the end of World War II. No one really wanted to help her.
Who's your mama?
Oh, my mama was some superpowered fighter girl. Lady I'm trying to say was my nanny. As you can tell, I'm kind of a monster. She was the only one that knew all the genetics to keep me alive post-birth for a little while. So anyway, state lines that way.
Actually, does Muskel, do you even know where y'all are at? You just went through two like fairy rings, so you know.
Well, I'm assuming it was just in the direction we were headed more.
Fair enough.
Because, like, that's fair enough. I'll double check with fairy prints that we're just further one direction.
Yeah, y'all are just over the state line into Nevada.
Yeah. So set them down, state lines that way. Sorry for the trouble. You probably ain't gonna catch me in Oregon again.
Yeah, I don't think we'd met before.
Yeah, I don't do too many union jobs. Oh, wait, I ain't supposed to tell you about the villain union.
Oh, it's okay, son. I've caught enough rumors in my day.
Yeah, it's like this whole organization in the state just to try to avoid you. You are really good at your job, and I really admire you for that.
Yeah, I've been well blessed. I can't take any credit for my abilities. Just happy I can protect the good people of Oregon.
Ah, you're just so nice. I wish I could have been like you.
Aw.
I'm gonna smack.
It's not too
Muskel
late.
I'm gonna smack Muskel on the back of the head.
Can you reach the back of his head at the moment?
I don't flinch, and I'm 9.5 feet tall right now.
I'm like, I ain't gonna shake up this negotiation, but you do know this is a chance to take out a super cryptid.
Yeah, while he's powerless, he's just a guy right now. A good guy, don't get me wrong, but a guy.
I ain't saying it's fair.
Do you know how many people this guy's rescued from fires?
I'm just acknowledging that we are villains and we are passing up a chance.
Yeah. The dude only works in Oregon. How many times have you robbed someone in Oregon?
I don't plan on coming back to this state.
Then why would you be a psychopath and attempt to do anything to the guy that keeps Oregon safe?
I ain't no psychopath. I'm just pointing out our villainous dude.
Fairy Prince is gonna stick his head out the van window and say, Edward, stabbing the old man to death is the worst thing I've ever done to a senior citizen. But at the same time, he's a very obscure figure in the community. Sure, he's important, but how much cred will we really get by stabbing an old man to death, right? Or burning him to death?
There's an entire criminal syndicate about getting around to this guy. Anyway, state line's that way. Do you need protection until you hit it? Just to make sure you're good?
No, I should be fine. I'm in decent shape.
Yeah, I just don't want, like...
Now, son...
No one should know you got this far. So, you should be safe from, like, getting sniped. But...
I'm familiar with this stretch of road. It's not that far. But son, you said you wish you could have be like me. You know, the only difference between us is the decisions I made. Clearly, you got the potential to be a better man than, maybe the bad company you're hanging out with. No offense, Edward.
I'm used to being called bad company.
You know, but it's never too late to change. Here, let me give you my card in case you ever want to talk.
Oh, thanks. And I pull out my phone, and like while I'm moving, he can clearly see that I have Dynaman's number as well. And I just keep going down. Oh, do you mind if I take a picture with you?
Well, that's a little awkward, I guess, but since you're stopping Edward from stabbing me, I suppose it's only fair.
All right. I just pull my big arm around him for a moment and take a selfie with him. All right, good enough for me. Because that picture shows I had you in a position where I could beat you. Because you wouldn't do that with a villain normally. Good enough for my cred. And I look at Eddie, because I'm not a psychopath that stabs people.
Well, I would have been the one stabbing him, to be fair.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's get going. I don't want my nanny to be dead. Have a good day, Oregonian.
What was your name, son?
Oh, I'm Kelvin. Kelvin Johnson. I'm Muskel the Muscle.
Oh, I've heard that name. All right, Kelvin. I hope I get a call from you at some point.
Oh, also, if you know Skyscraper and Gothic, they went invisible and went the other direction. Just don't tell them I told you.
I appreciate the tip. Even if people, don't like tattletales.
Yeah, that's the second time we've read it up villains.
Hey, listen. I tried to negotiate with them and they threw a knife at me. It's fair play. They didn't follow union rules.
Oh, they're the stabby sort too.
Yeah, since when
Oh
were
yeah, they
union
just
guys,
busted in that place.
Since when were union guys?
The guy that
snitching?
got stabbed, is he okay?
What? Oh, there was someone stabbed at the.
By the knife lady. My team.
Like I said,
just-
Calvin, if you ever decide you want to go straight, you give me a call. I'll help you work that out. But I probably need to go. And he turns around and he starts jogging off.
Yep. Have a good one.
He's not kicking up.
Kelvin.
Sorry, that was me messing it up, not him. He's more
Okay.
attentive.
He is.
He's not kicking up a dust cloud this time, but he's moving pretty good for a man his age, though. Almost makes you wonder if he ages normally, or if he has the lifespan, the combined lifespan of everyone in Oregon.
I don't want to think about that right now. I shrink. I go back to normal, large sized.
Eddie just shakes his head and it's like, cripes, we're a team of heroes.
This plan has been the best plan. I am so good at planning. I planned around the greatest hero statistically that exists.
Yeah, we're the
I am so good at my job.
We're the freaking super friends.
We stole things. We committed crimes. It's okay, Eddie. Now let's go save my Nana.
Eddie's just getting sick to his stomach over this.
I'm gonna need an insulin shot. This
This is sickeningly sweet. But all right, y'all open the van then. Y'all get back to, whatever
Get
your
back-
main transportation was.
Yep.
I don't actually know where Ravenous would be hanging out at the moment.
I mean, I'll check in with her and go to her current hideout.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we
Actually,
we
she's
enter
currently
the-
she's currently renting a place in Nevada.
Oh yeah, because she was making plans to hit this place up, so she'd keep somewhere nearby.
So
just
y'all
kinda-
pull up, and it looks like a nice house. Nothing nothing, not a mansion, nothing super high end, but a nice house. Muskel, you know there's like a lab built underneath it.
Yep.
Or at least there is space built underneath it that she has turned into a lab.
So we walk in, we can see her.
Well, I'm going to assume that you call ahead or notify her ahead because,
Yeah.
super scientist, God knows what sort of defenses she could have. But yeah, she doesn't meet you at the door, but, she opens the door, tells you to come on in. Now, Muskel, you've seen her in normal human form. You've seen her in her kind of mangy-looking werewolf-out form.
Yeah, because that's what she's got left that I've seen.
Currently, it's like she's stuck in between the two.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Now, it doesn't stop her from walking up and giving you a hug and, poking your stomach and asking if you're eating healthy.
Yeah, Danny boy, I'm doing good. Now, that being said, about payment for this here job.
Oh, you got the plants and the serums. Excellent.
So, payment is, remember the warehouse? Oh, one of your warehouses, I'll say. And I just pointed at this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're currently housing a supercomputer AI in that one. You're going to have to forgive us for that. So, if you have to visit that one, know that he's there. He knows you're the owner and he won't attack you.
And you're only notifying me of this now?
Time was of the essence. He was in like a power save mode and we had to...
How long has he been there?
Well, I mean, I got your notes that you were researching stuff from there. So I called you, the next day. So, a day before I called you and we made this plan.
But you're only telling me about it right now.
Of course.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission. She pats you on the cheek.
Well, once again, a life was at stake. I don't waste time when a life's at stake. It's just how I do it. You have all the fireman's calendars.
Introduce me to your friends.
Right.
Or your team.
Oh, it's so nice of you to say it like that. So, this is not Magician. This is...
No, it's really not. Not the one I knew, anyway.
A Night Magician. I don't really remember this one either. I haven't really seen him around, but he hired us all. So, you don't look too deep into the paycheck. This is Eddie the Lizard, aka Black Dragon.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, hello, Eddie. So, is that your natural form, or were you experimenting on?
I was born this way, but I'll kind of lift up the bottom of my shirt and show that I do not have a navel.
Well, that's a little suspicious that she kind of rubs your stomach. Could I convince you to leave a genetic sample with me? I'd share whatever data I discovered.
Yeah, he might be willing to do that, actually. Since this is Muskel's friend.
He's unwillingly beginning to trust Muskel.
Oh,
everyone learns to love Muskel.
I trust Muskel. I understand his naive limitations. He might think he's a villain, but he's a
And then she looks over at Fairy Prince. Oh, and who's the pretty one?
That would be the Fairy Prince, the bastard son of the She, which I found out is like an entire clan of Fae. I've had to do a lot of study to find out about him. A lot of Fae stuff is hearsay, so I don't know how much is true or not. But
Oh, is it? Are you really Fae, or is it just your gimmick?
no,
I
he's
give a
actually
little-
magic. He's crazy.
I give a little bow, take her hand, and just give it a very gentle kiss. Born and bred, madame. Born and bred. You may call.
Call you what?
You may call me Tom.
Well, please come in. And she brings you all in. And the top level of the house, just looks like a home. Like if somebody broke in, nothing suspicious up here. I mean, other than the half wolf lady, walking around the place. So you got the samples that I need?
We have one plant and one of the 5 serums that were available at the place that they were using.
Oh, excellent.
Now,
I could probably do whatever I needed with just the plant, but the serums will speed it up so much.
still holding him. Now, the other 2 parts of our payment. I've had a girl for a while.
Yes. I can't. She would know. She would probably know the lady's name, but I don't remember.
You're gonna need to open up your schedule about 5 months from now.
Oh,
You're gonna need to be ready to do the same stuff you did for me.
she gets all excited.
Yeah. So just stay safe and stay tucked in if you can.
A little young though. Ugh, babies having babies.
Didn't your generation pop out as fast as many as possible?
Short lifespans. We were much more mature at early ages.
It was the trauma.
Possibly.
But I'm glad you're acquiescing to the second part of this job. Now for the third payment.
Boy, this was
You and I
expensive
both
job.
know I haven't had a home-cooked meal from you in a long time. I'll go to the store and get some things for it. You make us a home-cooked meal?
All right, fine. And she starts,
Writing a list down. I'll set stuff on the table.
and it's going to be good because it involves ingredients like lard.
Yes.
We're gonna get some good Southern cooking.
I'm real glad that you get to stay in my life, Danny boy.
She's like, oh, she kind of leans over. Yes. Well, I could never have children myself, so I guess you'll do.
Well, I am nothing if not a monster. So I can understand the apprehension of having me as a kid.
She's like, pfft. She kind of gestures to you and then to herself. And then she hands you the grocery list.
All right. Let's go get some groceries, boys.
While Muskel is gone, she's getting some stuff ready. She moves a little awkwardly sometimes because, you notice as you're watching that the parts, where it's like she's stuck between forms. Her form is constantly shifting, though relatively slowly. But you can see where it throws her balance off occasionally. And she's put around, she's getting ready, she's making small talk, asking you how your how y'all's big plan's going. You know, she doesn't know the details of it, but Muskel knows. You know, she knows Muskel got hired for something big. But during the conversation, she gets a phone call from a fairly generic-looking flip phone. Well, that's what she answers. And her entire demeanor changes. She has a like super professional, you know, she goes all like professional sounding. And you're pretty sure you hear Skyscraper's voice on the other end of the phone. But on her part of the conversation, what you're hearing is, you know, well, if you only have part of what you were sent for, you only get part of the pay. I don't care about complications. You said you were a professional, I could handle it.
I love that every season we fuck up Skyscraper and Gothic's day.
Well, anyway, when she finished talking to them, she hangs up. She looks over the rest of y'all. Don't let Muskel know I hired them. I'll be honest, I was wanting them to take the risk and get, you know, he's a sweet boy. I knew he was going to try to help. I was hoping that they could get in, get the stuff, and get out. So y'all didn't have to go up against the Oregonian. But, you know, it all worked out fine. But don't tell Muskel. I wouldn't want to take this from him.
Though, would you like to know something rather fascinating about what happened? What happened back there?
Oh, certainly.
Your baby boy took out Skyscraper with one punch. And he folded like a deck of cards.
I wish somebody had recorded.
I'll nod. It was pretty awesome.
Yes, on paper, and trust me, Muskel, let's talk about this. On paper, Skyscraper should have a much more impressive record than he does.
It's as if he got bad rolls.
As though fate were against him.
Danny boy, one of the few people that have read my book on supervillains.
He's also got a taste in trashy women, apparently. I mean, I understand villainesses wanting to wear attractive outfits, but and then, you know, the conversation degrades into her talking about, you know, the costumes heroes wore and villains wore in her day, and then now, you know, she goes completely old lady for a little bit. But yes, so y'all spend the evening having a home cooked meal cooked up by a monstrous looking mad scientist.
I love my family so much.
But yeah, it's
and
like
by family,
around,
I mean my grandpa and this lady, and my mom when she was around.
You get some funny stories of little kid Muskel, you know, who was already fairly super. And it's just this really wholesome scene with, you know, a lizard man and, you know, a fairy and Muskel's like steroid looking self and his dog lady. It really makes me wish I could draw, so I could.
Right?
I can do the scene.
And then there's just the night magician, a guy. Just pulled
dressed
the
like a
whole
magician.
scene.
Yeah, it's got kind of the stage magician motif going on.
The top hat sitting on somewhere, you know, because obviously you don't wear a top hat when you're eating dinner. You take your hats off.
Domino mask.
So yeah, so we wrap there. You've got your stuff. She's very confident that she can come up with the formula to stabilize herself.
Which is good.
the various different formulas you brought were, it's more or less the same thing, but more specialized for individual species. So pig, cow, chicken, whatever else. Which will give her, which she talks about, will aid her in coming up with basically a specialized human version of it, or one specialized to her specific genetic mishmash. Which might even be useful for Muskel's kid if Muskel's child winds up having any instability problems. This being a couple generations, it may have evened itself out. She'll just have to wait and see.
That is true. I had a lot better time than Dad did.
Yeah. But hopefully she can have herself sorted out in time to take care of the Muskel family. But so we wrap up with that dinner. Hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it today.
It was fun.
I didn't completely melt, even though my AC was off. But so we should be back in 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks, we will probably do the Fairy Prince centric story. Basically, you've got that copy of information. Where you had basically copied the database, but I don't think you had accessed it yet. So we will go into what information you managed to get out of that, and certain information that is encrypted in a manner that you can't seem to crack. But the Fairy Prince has an idea of something that could probably crack that. So next session you will be trying to procure this device from a small estate located in Savannah, Georgia.
Does a 10 tell me whose estate that is?
We're wrapping up. We really should be rolling dice, but just for
it's
funsies. Well, the Crucible is spotted in Savannah, Georgia a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't know that he has an estate there, so.
Potential giant magic man. Fun.
Yeah, it's going to be magic crap.
Just what we need.
But anyway, I hope anybody out there watching enjoyed it. And now I look over at the chat and see that somebody had said something. But it was
just spam.
It was spam, so whatever. So I don't feel guilty. But anyway, we should be back to do this in 2 weeks. At least I don't think we have any holidays getting in the way. August 20th, I should. So hopefully we'll see you then.
I think we may not be free of personal drama, but we're free from holidays for a bit.
Anyway, again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me was Curtis, aka the Black Dragon.
Laters.
Mike, aka Anyone.
Bye-bye.
Zach, aka the Fairy Prince.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And Taylor, aka Muskel the Muscle.
See you.
And we will see y'all next time.